From MontanaSports.com, this is MTN Sports Extra.
Welcome into MTN Sports Extra. I'm Ashley Washburn alongside Luke Sheldon. It was a busy week for sports with state wrestling this past weekend, and for the next half hour, we'll take a look at some of the top stories making headlines ranging from the soccer fields even to the curling rink.
But first, we start on the wrestling mat. For the third straight year, Avery Allen returned to Bozeman as a state champion, this time with the Class AA 152-pound title in hand. What he's accomplished so far this season with the Hawks has been incredible. But even as he left Billings, he began thinking, one more.
It's been a good build-up to this tournament and halfway there. More than halfway now, but 4 times has been my goal this whole time. So
after advancing to the 152-pound title match with 3 straight pins, Allen found himself in a dogfight against Great Falls' Dylan Block, who had also posted 3 straight pins.
Yeah, I'm always looking for that first-round pin or whatever, but he was fighting hard.
But in the end, Allen's determination paid off. He earned a technical fall at the end of the second round to make it 3 for 3 at the state tournament. It's a path he's taken before, but Allen said he still feels the same pressure and the same level of expectation as he did when he was a freshman.
I always feel pressure. I mean, it's always there. All the fans and everything gets to you, but I have that feeling where I've been there before, and even if I haven't, I'm going to be the same way, act the same way after the match, but yeah.
With his senior season now ahead of him, the challenge is on to return to state next year, where he'll look to earn the rare distinction of becoming a 4-time state champion. So far, it's a feat that only 37 wrestlers in Montana have accomplished.
Yeah, I've already started to think about it. I mean, right after that match, thinking it's already here, but right now I'm focusing on bigger tournaments nationally and the ones that really, get me ready for these moments like this that are going to help me the most. So.
Some history was also made this past weekend inside the Metro, with Billings Skyview's Cassidy Savaria becoming the first ever female wrestler in the Montana history books to two-peat at the state tournament. Here's MTN's Scott Breen with the story.
You don't want your first loss to be at state.
Under the bright lights and high energy of high school's marquee wrestling event, Skyview's Cassidy Savaria made sure she did not suffer her first loss at state.
I heard somebody say 15 seconds, and I knew that if I wanted it, I had to go get it. And as soon as I sunk my half in, I could just feel the adrenaline going.
Savaria was chasing a first period pin and nailed it.
I was really hoping for it because I've had all my pins in the first period except for one this year.
The championship capped back-to-back unbeaten seasons for Savaria, plus another unique milestone. By luck of the draw, all of Saturday's title matches started with the 205-pound weight class. That meant Cassidy was first to wrestle, and Montana's first to become a 2-time girls state champion after girls-only wrestling started just a year ago.
I think it's really cool. I'm really excited.
While Savaria didn't lose to another girl over the last 2 years, she also didn't shy away from wrestling guys in regular season matches. Why? Well, in part to stay mindful of what it feels like to lose.
Yeah, and it feels good to get some harder competition and be able to wrestle at a higher level.
She's at the peak level now and soaked in every moment of another first for all these girls, wrestling on championship night inside the amped, all-class atmosphere of First Interstate Arena.
I mean, it's nerve-wracking, but it feels really good to be in a place where everybody's just watching you.
Scott Breen, MTN Sports.
Along with Skyview's Cassidy Savaria, there was another female wrestler who made quite the statement this past weekend, leading Flathead to its second straight girls team title. MTN's Alextra Belcastro introduces us to Hanaya Halverson.
It's only the second year that girls wrestling has become a sanctioned sport here in Montana, and Flathead senior Hanaya Halverson is helping the Braves set the bar, as this past week she was the state AA wrestling champion.
I was pretty excited. I got up and I looked up at all the parents and the supporters.
Although many will look at Halverson and see a state champion, what head Flathead wrestling coach Jeff Thompson sees is all the pieces of her story that helped her get to where she is today.
She's someone that's put in 12 months, year-round wrestling, working out before school in the weight room with her cardio, and then practice, and then she stays after practice.
And not only has she been going above and beyond this season to get the results that she has seen, The Flathead wrestling team has been competing out of state, and Halverson says that has been a huge contributor to her success this season.
It really diversifies what kind of competition you're seeing and how you're going to have to adjust to different matches against kids that are going to be pretty good from a bunch of different places.
But her competing out of state isn't the only thing she attributes to her success this year. There's another key component to Halverson's story. Her dad, who formally began coaching her this year.
He knows me at home, he knows me through wrestling, and he knows how bad I've been wanting to do this, I guess, so he was pretty overjoyed, I guess.
And that joy she has from her dream turning into a reality leaves Hanaya feeling certain she will leave a pathway for every young girl wrestler at Flathead High School.
It feels pretty awesome to think that someday there will be some little girls that come in this wrestling room and they go, oh, that's a girl wrestler up there? Oh, that's awesome. And like in the hopes of inspiring the next couple generations of girl wrestlers in the state of Montana, that means a lot to me.
Reporting in Kalispell, Alexa Belcastro, MTN Sports.
Coming up next on Sports Extra, how two 10-year-olds in Gallatin County are trying to change the world one pair of soccer cleats at a time. Plus, this past fall marked the first year of beer sales at universities in the state. How the University of Montana fared after the break.
There's more action online at montanasports.com. Welcome back to MTN Sports Extra, powered by montanasports.com.
Welcome back to MTN Sports Extra. From Little League to the soccer field, youth sports are a cornerstone for thousands of children here in Montana. But between the rising cost of playing sports coupled with inflation, kids even across the country have been hanging up their cleats. However, leave it up to two 10-year-olds here in Gallatin County that have made it their mission to bridge the gap.
We just started seeing more people who aren't playing, so we wanted to just help them.
Meet Jack and his best friend Isabel. The two 10-year-olds play soccer for Montana Surf, and while young, noticed there was a need in the community.
Jack and Isabel contacted me, which I was so happy about, and we've been working on getting that branch set up in Bozeman in the Gallatin Valley.
First established in Helena 7 years ago, Montana Soccer Souls collects gently used soccer gear for kids in need. The founder, Isabel Melton, expanded the organization to Missoula in 2019 while attending the University of Montana, and with the help of these two 10-year-olds, now has roots established in the Gallatin Valley.
There are kids that maybe can't afford the expensive cleats in stores, so people who donate give shoes and other stuff to kids who need it.
I think the fact that they're so young and thinking about this is something I'm really inspired by.
Since 2015, Montana Soccer Souls has donated 600 pairs of cleats to youth across the Treasure State. But Jack and Isabel says there are several items the community needs here in Gallatin Valley.
Cleats, new or used.
Balls in good condition.
Shin guards.
And goalie gloves. All of those should be in good condition.
Donation bins have been set up at 2 different locations in the valley. Items can either be dropped off at Montana Surf's indoor facility in Belgrade or at their office in Bozeman.
I think the idea of players giving back to the community, especially in the sport they love, and helping others contribute to the sport they love is something very important and something I was really excited to see two pretty young kids already thinking about.
Former Townsend Bulldog and current Montana Tech ore digger Tavia Rooney is putting together a solid career in college as she has the opportunity to average a double-double across the entirety of the regular season. MTN's Sam Hoyle reports.
Though the Montana Tech Ore Diggers have struggled to a 3-11 record so far in Frontier Conference play, there have been a few bright spots in Butte for the Ore Diggers women, one of which is Tavia Rooney. Rooney, who is currently a sophomore due to COVID affecting eligibility, spent most of last season injured, but there is a bit of a silver lining.
A lot of people now are able to play if they're healthy, actually 5 years, and unfortunately I'm only stuck with 4 now, but definitely a blessing, and I'm excited.
Rooney said she spent most of last year rehabbing the ankle and didn't see the court until about August of last year. But now, as she's back firing on all cylinders, her head coach is happy to see her excelling yet again.
it's nice going into a game as a coach knowing you have somebody that averages a double-double. You know, she really helps us on the rebounding end, and her ability to score also helps us, you know, a lot in a lot of different ways.
Though as Tavia gets ready to wrap up her sophomore season with the Ore Diggers, she's not doing it alone, as her parents and grandparents try and catch every single game that they can.
They come to every single game. I go give them a hug after every single game, you know, like the text messages here and there, and they're always saying, you know, we're your biggest fan outside of basketball too. So I definitely have really strong family ties, and I'm super, super grateful for it.
By definition, Rooney is still a sophomore with 2 more years of eligibility left for the Montana Tech Ore Diggers. And in their coach's eyes, there's no telling where Rooney and Tech can go in the coming years.
She's really evolving now into a leader, and that's what we need from her, you know, as only a sophomore. To be that leader is something that she's really bringing to our program and to our team. That's really exciting.
For MTN Sports, I'm Sam Hoyle.
Sports fans indulging in beer or alcohol isn't a new tradition, but this year legislation passed in Montana added a new wrinkle for fans and universities in the state. MTN's Kyle Hansen has more from the University of Montana, who navigated beer sales for the first time.
At college football games, the beer is always flowing. But for the first time, the University of Montana was permitted to sell and serve alcohol at sporting events, which began earlier this school year. Thanks to the passage of SB 247 during Montana's most recent legislative session, implemented a beer garden this football season that was attached to Washington Grizzly Stadium, and it was met with early success. According to public records, grossed $133,141 in total alcohol sales in Montana's 6 regular season home football games. Due to a catering contract, the Badlander received $78,960 as part of their split. Athletics received $35,541, which also includes the Grizzly Scholarship Association, and $18,639 goes back to Dining. For athletics and dining, that money is all net revenue. Senior Associate Athletic Director and Chief Financial Officer Ryan Martin said this first year was a learning year for the university.
We didn't find out that it was a go until I think August, so it was really kind of late in the game. So I think what we wanted to do is use this year as kind of a trial run and really have no expectations. It's a new revenue stream, so we weren't relying on it, but how do we take that and be safe and responsible and do it right so that we increase the fan experience, but then also do it in kind of a safe way and do it right.
And it's not being used for just football, as has had a beer garden at men's and women's basketball games in Dahlberg Arena this year as well. As the first year trials go forward, it's about finding ways to grow the beer garden to enhance fan experience while also staying safe and growing that revenue.
Anytime you do something like this, you have a good experience, you create new revenue. I think it's probably a natural progression to start talking about how do you do that in different ways and different areas. So I think those conversations will happen in the off season just to see like where this goes. I think it was well received, but now that we do have a year at our belts and some time, how do we take that and continue to go with it?
Reporting in Missoula, Kyle Hansen, MTN Sports.
And joining us now is none other than Kyle Hansen himself for this week's edition of Roundtable. Kyle, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Ashley. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, such an interesting story to think about. I mean, football season is one thing, but having the aspect of beer sales, it's such a big part of going to football games, basketball games, whatever it may be. What was the biggest takeaway from Montana sales numbers from the beer gardens this past football season?
Yeah, biggest thing for me was one, it was a success, for Montana because, they started this in August. It was really kind of late notice that they were able to kind of get this off the ground and running. And, gross revenue sales going past $130,000, I think is a pretty big deal. And second of all, that's just extra revenue that they weren't really counting on that now they can count on kind of going forward as it builds up and up. So, extra money is never a bad thing. And the fact that it, was successful on kind of short notice, I think is a pretty big deal for the university.
Yeah, and like you said, extra money that they normally don't have. And it seems like the first year it's just a stepping stone. It's only going to get more than that. So what do you do with that extra revenue? What are the plans that University of Montana has?
So for them, the university said that what they kind of want to do with that extra money is basically put it back into the beer garden. So the University of Montana Athletics Department made about $35,000 from that split. A local caterer who handled most of the expenses made $70,000 plus. and then dining, the cafeteria services and all that made about $18,000. So for athletics, they want to put that money back into the beer garden, because for those who went to the beer garden at Montana, you noticed it was, it looked pretty last minute put together. It's got, just kind of a simple fence. It wasn't a very big grass patch that they were working with, simple tents. So I think what they kind of want to do in the future is put more money back into it, which can include, a bigger lot, a nicer fence, maybe some TVs so fans can also watch the game. I know that was probably one of the biggest hiccups of it, was fans wish they could have still watched the game from the beer garden. So that money is essentially going to enhance it kind of going forward and enhance that fan experience.
Absolutely. Well, with all those additions planned for this upcoming season, you can only imagine it's going to be exciting. I'll be looking forward to seeing that comparison this time next year. Thanks again, Kyle, for joining.
Yeah, thanks so much, Ashley. I appreciate it.
Curling tends to be a Winter Olympic favorite and has been exploding with interest across the Treasure State. We'll head down to the rink after the break.
Welcome back to MTN Sports Extra, powered by MontanaSports.com.
Across the last handful of years, curling has effectively seen a rebirth, especially with the Winter Olympics happening right now in Beijing. We're stopping with the Last Chance Curling Club to see what makes curling so great.
Curling's been exploding in Helena, and as a sport, we've been seeing more and more interest over the last couple of years. With the Olympics coming up this year, we have had a lot of interest.
In a study published in 2020 analyzing the 2012 Olympics in London, researchers found that the large-scale sporting events do increase participation, and according to USA Curling CEO Jeff Plush, the same remains true for curling. And for Plush, it's less about the Olympic bump and more about people curling year in and year out.
The Olympics are fantastic, but they are 2 weeks, and so we have an opportunity to grow all the time. And so it's making our sport more relevant every year, not just during the Olympic year. And that's a lot of what we spend a lot of time focusing on, is not just February 22, but what are we doing in 23, 24, and 25 also.
So what does that mean locally in Helena? The Last Chance Curling Club recently hosted Helena High students to show them what curling is and even gave them the chance to throw a few stones, as well as holding open curling and learn to curl events where people, whether they're a beginner or have been curling for decades, can come out and enjoy the sport.
These open curl events that we've been having from noon to 1 on Fridays, once a month, have got a lot of new people in that maybe aren't willing to commit to an 8-week league session but want to try it out.
At an open curling session in February, MTN Sports spoke with a few first-time curlers about why they chose to try out curling for the first time.
I've always watched it on the Olympics, and it's been one of those things that I've always wanted to try. My family thinks I'm crazy, but I just think it's one of those sports, it looks easy, but it's definitely not. I can tell you after pushing it a couple of times, it is not easy.
Exercise and enjoyment out of doing something I would like to do. Even though I'm old, I'm in my 70s, and it would be a lot more fun to socialize with people.
With Team USA winning gold in the event in 2018 and vying for another medal this year in Beijing, Tollefson believes there's never been a better time to give the sport a try.
Anybody can do this. These look like normal people. They are professional athletes, but a lot of them just have regular jobs and they're just normal people, but it's something that anybody can do.
In Helena, Sam Hoyle, MTN Sports.
Speed, strength, and skill were all celebrated Tuesday in Lincoln as the organizers of the annual Race to the Sky handed out awards for the 300-mile race. 8 mushers and their dogs finished the run from Lincoln to Seeley Lake to Owl Creek and back.
This year's winner is no surprise to 99.9% of us.
Jessie Royer of Seeley Lake was the first to cross the finish line. She's won the race 5 times before. This year, conditions were tricky.
The weather was really hot, for the dogs. I would have to say they like temperatures below 0, not 30 and 40 above. But considering it was really warm for them, they did do well.
With warm days and freezing nights, the trails were hard ice, making it hard on the dogs.
Imagine running on pavement or concrete. It just gets to your joints after a while. So the biggest thing during this race is we just had to keep them very slow.
Josie Tier from Olney finished in 2nd place, her best finish at Race to the Sky.
Come here, Lollipop, come here.
She started running dogs here years ago in a junior race.
That kind of fueled like, hey, this is fun. I want to do more of this, be more sleep deprived, and having the dogs come in wagging tails and happy, barking to go again, that is pretty special.
The third place finisher was Cindy Galley of Minnesota. This is going to be her last race to the sky after 35 years as a musher. She also won an award for having the best cared for dog team. This was Race to the Sky's first year back after being canceled due to COVID in 2021.
Thanks to everybody who helped put on the race. There's so many volunteers that make this race possible. So thanks to all of them for letting us come and run our dogs and have fun.
In Lincoln, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
MTN Sports Extra may almost be over, but the best is yet to come. We'll take a look at your top plays in this week's edition of Game Changers.
Download the MTN Sports app for your favorite device. Just search for Montana Sports in the App Store or Google Play.
And now to the moment we've all been waiting for, this week's edition of Game Changers, including a lot of big-time plays on the wrestling mat, plus some college hoops.
Coming in at number 10, Flathead's Hanaya Halverson with the quick pin on Sydney's Keela Carey. She was the only individual champ for the Braves, helping Flathead win the first ever girls wrestling team title. And speaking of team titles, Circle High School's 5P performance over the weekend earns them a spot at number 9, keeping the dynasty alive in Class C. At number 8, it's a bird, it's a plane. Nope, it's just Skyview's Paolo Salmonen catching some air after winning the 170-pound championship by Tech Fall. And back to some state VC wrestling for number 7, a guy who's all too familiar with the podium, Thompson Falls' Trey Thomany, earning his 3rd straight individual title, pitting Columbus's Brady Ellison. And even more three-peats where that came from. At number 6, a first-round pin by Glacier's Tegan Vasquez in the 132-pound title match. He's on track for a 4-peat next season, as is Bozeman's Avery Allen, who comes in at number 5, clinching title number 3 at 152 pounds with a Tech fall over Great Falls' Dylan Block. And it's only right number 4 goes to a guy who just secured title number 4, Sydney's Aiden Graves. A tremendous reversal here for an eventual AO decision to make him just the 38th Montanan to 4-peat. And he wasn't the only Graves family member to win state over the weekend. At number 3, his younger brother Reese locking up a 3rd period pin for title number 1. And now at number 2, title number 2 for Skyview Cassidy Savaria, capping off another perfect season with the pin. And since title matches started at 205, she also was the first girl to 2-peat. Finally to number 1, switching from the wrestling mat to the basketball court with Montana State hosting Northern Arizona. Overtime knocking on the doors as the game is tied at 70 with just seconds left on the clock. But X gonna give it to you. Xavier Bishop with the game-winning and one to keep the Cats' 11-game win streak alive.
That'll do it for us on MTN Sports Extra this week. Thanks again for joining us.
You can catch replays of the program on our OTT channel and our streaming apps. We'll see you next time.